Hey, it's Nick Williams. I'm going to tell you a little bit about annuities today because I had a video about annuities. I sold one the other day and had a lot of emails that people just had questions, a handful of emails. And people do want to know how to sell these things, and you should know how to sell these things. So when you're talking to somebody now, you'll probably, especially through the AEP, basically what you can do is plant a seed and then go back after the AEP and make the sale. Having said that, so you speak to somebody and they say they have money in the bank, and a lot of times you'll come upon this money by asking them about their assets regarding extra help, or you want to know just that they have and it's a fair question to ask if they have an emergency, a reserve account with 6 months bills, just standard questions to make sure for their well-being. So without being intrusive. But again, the better question is the assets that they have regarding extra help. I just lost my pen lid. Anyhow, so they tell you, well, I've got money in the bank. And you go, how do you feel about the interest rate, the rate of return you're getting? And, they'll say, yeah. And they know people that are young and old know they're not getting any decent return at the bank. My personal bank, they were bragging today because they were at 2% on their CDs, their long-term CDs. So the statement that you can make there is, well, you deserve a fair rate of return, and I can help you with that. But you want to go back to the task at hand. So you let them know, I can help you with that, but let's focus on the Medicare today. But you can elaborate a little bit. Like if they ask a question, just say, well, listen, there are programs that fall in between of where you're at, the bank, which does not give you a fair rate of return, and what I call the Wall Street casino, which is your broker, which could be Merrill Lynch, it could be Edward Jones. They put your money almost exclusively in stocks and bonds. So I call that chasing interest rates or chasing returns. And ask them what number, or what rate of return would be worth chasing for you to also at the same time risk losing your money. Because that's what happens. When the market turns, you lose your money. So you've got this Wall Street casino, which most people in your age bracket do not want to participate in. And you've got this conservative bank that basically their yield doesn't even keep up with inflation. So you're actually losing money. In between lies some programs that I can tell you about. And let's get together. Let's get all this wrapped up here, and we'll get together and we'll talk about that another time. You don't want to try to pitch it all at once. You certainly don't want to do that. If they drill you, let them ask a few questions, but go back, say, that's fine, but I do want to focus on the Medicare today. And that makes you less anxious to get to that annuity sale. But then you tell them, say, look, before you leave, you say, look, what I want to do is I'll come back and see you. I'll come back next Tuesday. I usually give them 2 days. So if it's Monday, I'll say, I'll come back Wednesday. It's as soon as I can get back. If it's Wednesday, I'll say, I'll come back Friday. And I usually say about the same time. I'll say, I'll come back Friday about this time. Because this is normally the time you're home, correct? And then I'll say, so I'll come back and I'll sit down and I'll go over a couple things. But I'll need you to get your statements together. Whatever bank statements, whatever stock brokerage statements, whether you got Edward Jones, whether you got, it's your broker at SunTrust Bank or Wells Fargo or wherever, whatever statements you got, that's what I want to see. So, and I'll see if there's any way that I can help you with that. So I'm going to make note here that to stop by the same time on Friday. And I want to write that out, and I want to wrap it up, and I'm going to, as I'm walking out the door, and I'll say, don't remember to get all those documents together, and I'll see you Friday. And that's it. And then you go back and you basically repeat the presentation. You go over, you emphasize you deserve a fair rate of return. You emphasize that you you probably don't want to put your money in this Wall Street casino. Then you talk about the indexed annuity, and you talk about the fact that it's pretty safe. It's a safe place to put your money. The returns are locked in each year, so it's because of that. So if you get a 10% gain this year, you probably won't get 10%. I'll tell them. But if you get a gain, let's say it's 5%, that gain's locked. It steps up your value and locks it in, and you can never ever lose that money. It's I tell them it's like a pegboard. You take the peg out, you put the peg in the next hole. So that's just a basic, the basics of selling annuities. You deserve a fair rate of return, but you don't want to be in a Wall Street casino. And there is something that lies in the middle, and that's these indexed annuities. But I don't even need to go into calling it an indexed annuity now. I'll get to that when I come back. And maybe I'll do an illustration for $100,000 so that I could show them how it works with a good round number, a good simple number to work from. If they got $50,000, I'll say, so basically yours would be half of that. If they get $200,000, I'll say yours would be twice this. So anyhow, I hope that helps you. You should pick up these annuities because the opportunities are there. And it doesn't matter what communities that you're in. There's money in every single community. And you just need to discover where that is. So I'll do another video on annuities and we'll go from there. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.